Okay, guys, new type of division. A lot of people think this one's easier and a little bit faster. I think you will too. When I have the choice, I choose to use what's called synthetic division first. We'll write that down, synthetic division. This does the same exact thing. All the things we've been learning that long division can do, synthetic division can do them as well. It's just another process to get you to the same answers, okay? So the first one that we are going to do here is we are going to take 4x squared plus 23x minus 16, and we are going to divide that by x plus 5. Okay, new process, so just learn it here with me. It might seem a little bit weird at first. You might not understand why it works, but it does, and it's effective, and it's a lot quick. Whoops. And it's a lot quicker than long division, okay? So the first thing you want to do in synthetic division is you want to write down the coefficients of the thing that is getting divided, okay? So this thing here, those coefficients are 4, 23, and negative 16. Okay, you then want to figure out what I call your box number. You want to make a little box over here, and the number that always goes in your box is the zero or the answer or the root or the solution. All of those words are synonyms of each other, of your divisor. So if x plus 5 is a factor, then of course, using the zero product property, setting that equal to 0, I know that means that factor produces a 0 of negative 5. That's going to be my box number. Now you want to draw a big old long equal sign like this, and now we're going to start the process of synthetic division. The process always starts by just dropping your fleeting number below the equal sign. Every time you go up, you want to multiply by your box number. So negative 5 times 4 is negative 20. When you drop back down, all you want to do is add. 23 plus negative 20 is 3. Again, when you go up, you want to multiply by your box number. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. When you go down, you add. That's negative 31. Now, the last number is always your remainder. Okay, so since this remainder was 31, I know that x plus 5 was not a factor of 4x squared plus 23x minus 16, okay, because the remainder was not 0. Now, these numbers here, every number that's in front of the remainder is the coefficients of your answer, okay? And of course, every time you do division, your answer, the degree of your answer is one less than the original problem. So the original problem was a second degree or quadratic. Now, that means that our answer is going to be a first degree or a linear problem, okay? So what that means is our new answer is 4x to the first plus 3. Those are using those two numbers right there. Now, to write your answer when it has a remainder, what you want to do is, since it's negative, I'm going to write minus. Let's recall something really fast. If I was doing like 13 divided by 4, okay, I would write that answer is 3 with a remainder of 1. It would be 3 1/4. I write the remainder over the divisor. That's exactly what we're going to do here. I write the remainder, which is 31, over the divisor, which really was x plus 5. Okay. All right, let's do another one. I know after a few examples here, you guys will be just fine. So I'm going to bring up a new document here. I want to make sure that we do one like this to drive home one teaching point here. So now what I want to do is I want to take x to the 5th, that's a 5, x to the 5th minus 32, and I want to divide that by, x minus 2. Okay, so remember that when you're doing division, no matter what process you're using to divide, long division or synthetic division, you need your degrees or your exponents to go down by 1. So what I really need this problem to say is x to the 5th plus there are no x to the 4th, 0x to the 4th, plus there are no x to the 3rd, 0x to the 3rd, plus 0x squareds, plus 0x's minus 32. Okay, now I've got my degrees going down by 1. You can see I have to have that happening. So now I'll write my coefficients. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, negative 32. My box number is, again, the 0 of the given divisor, which in this case would be positive 2. Now I draw my long equals sign. Again, we always start, make sure you remember this or you'll be lost, to drop down your first number. Every time I go up, I multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. Now I add. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Now I add. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Now I add. 0 plus 8 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Now I add. 0 plus 16 is 16. 2 times 16 is 32. Now I add and I get 0. Now again, this remainder of 0 means that x minus 2, yes, is a factor of x to the 5th minus 32. And my new answer, again, these are my coefficients, and I now have 1 less degree than the original problem. So the original problem was to the 5th, which means my answer is to the 4th. 1 x to the 4th plus 2 x to the 3rd. Notice that my degrees are just going down by 1. Plus 4 x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay? All right, let's show you one other thing here that is actually, I think, pretty interesting that synthetic division can also do. So let me show you this. This is what's called the remainder theorem. Okay, and the remainder theorem, what it does is it's a way to use synthetic division to find the answer for a given x value. Okay, so let's say that we had let's call this function p of x. Let's say that p of x was equal to x to the 5th minus 2x to the 3rd minus x squared plus 2. Okay, and let's say that I wanted to find what is p of 3. Now, what that means is I just want to plug in 3 for x into the problem. Okay, now, of course, you could do this in your calculator, and I get it. You have a calculator on you at all times. I get it. Okay, but this is pretty interesting that this works, and so I want you to buy into this and understand this and be able to use this. So what happens here is if I do synthetic division on this problem with a box number of 3, my remainder will be the answer. So my remainder will be equivalent to plugging a 3 in for x into that equation. So it'll be the same exact thing as mathematically doing that. Okay, so to do that synthetic division, the first thing I want to do is make sure that I add in the missing exponent. So I've got x to the 5th plus there's 0x to the 4th minus 2x to the 3rd minus x squared plus 0x's plus 2. I'll write down those coefficients. And now again, my box number, I don't do the opposite now. The box number is the number that they want me to plug in. So I drop down my first number, which is a 1. Every time I go up, I multiply. 3 times 1 is 3. Add those together. 3 times 3 is 9. Add those together. 3 times 7 is 21. Add to go down. 20 times 3 is 60. Add to go down. 3 times 60 is 180. 2 plus 180 is 182. That means that if you would plug a 3 in for x, the answer would be 182. Okay, that's synthetic division. You'll get practice on it today. I'll see you in class.